All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Garry Dean. I'm going to show you this. It is September 25th, sorry. It is 93.4 degrees in my paint bay, 57%, 58% humidity. 93.4 degrees in almost October. This is what I got to deal with. So, sweating to death. I got my little headband on. All right, so this 74 Beetle, we're finally, when I say we, right now it's just me. I will be hiring some help. I'm looking for a body guy who can MIG weld. If you know somebody and you're in the Tampa Bay area, please let me know. Anyway, this 74 Beetle, I did not do over and beyond bodywork. What I did was I refinished and reputtied and refilled and re-smoothed out and basically redid the bodywork that the owner did and then dropped it off here. And I took care of a ton of other spots. This car has some rot for sure. I encountered a couple of spots that I didn't like. This budget did not call for cutting out metal and then cutting new metal and then welding it back in. That would have took too long and would have been way out of budget. And I have to have this car done by next Friday. So I've got 5 days after today to get it finished, which is plenty of time because after today, I'm going to leave it for the weekend. So I'm going to prime it. I'm going to put probably 3 coats of high build on there and then just to smooth out some of the rest of the random shenanigans that are going on there. And then Monday when I come in, I'll sand the primer down and get the paint bay all cleaned up, spick and span again. And then once the car is, basically I don't have to prep it because there's nothing but the shell. So I'm just gonna tape a couple things up and then get to spraying. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday it'll be done. But anyway, let me show you what's going on. I just got it all blown off and blown out. I used the USC icing only on this car with exception of some long strand fiberglass filler. There was literally a hole right there. I took a picture of it, but they had just filled it with some Bondo. I stuck some tape back there and filled, actually, I can show you because that tape doesn't have to live there. I put some fiberglass in there and it's pretty strong. And then I filled on top of that to smooth it out. So that's where we're at with that. Again, I mean, really, I should have welded a patch in there. And then when I got down here, somebody had put a patch panel here already. You can probably see it. It's smooth. But I went ahead and filled the bottom with some long strand fiberglass filler to try to glue it back in there. And then I got this corner real good. Anyway, I wasn't supposed to do a ton of body work on this thing, but I had to get it straight. I just can't leave stuff alone. That's my problem. So anyway, I got that looking better. I don't have a clue how long that'll last, but that wasn't any kind of part of the deal. Sometimes you've got in business, if you're not looking for only the highest end of everything, which most people are not. They want something that's going to be presentable, look nice, that they can enjoy and feel good about. So the top dollar, spend every waking second you can fixing everything to be as amazing as possible for a SEMA show car is not in the budget for most people. And I try to cater to the mid to higher end budget. I don't deal with the cheapos. I got no time for that. I got to make money. I'm in business. I also cannot just slap some filler in something and call it a day and, you know, feel like I've done something and given my customers back something that they can appreciate and enjoy. I have to do things right, but based on the budget right, not what you people out there in keyboard cowboy world think is right all the time. So this thing was all kinds of wavy. I got this area all straightened out, like I said. I filled in some here. Had a big dip right here. I got that straight. This had a big issue right there, which I got straight. And these fenders were super wavy. Now, understand, just because you see filler doesn't mean that this is going to be like a ton of filler. It's very thin. In pretty much all cases, less than 1/4 of an inch thick. More like 1/8 of an inch thick or thinner in most areas. But I was just trying to get all those ripples out. But you can see how bad it was. Because if you remember from part 1, that was all primed. The bad spot on this panel was over here. I got that pretty okay. And then again, had to get some more of that done. This trunk was beat up real bad, or hood was beat up real bad. And down here isn't perfect because it looks like it was mangled up, but I got it pretty smooth. This had a big dent in it, which I got smoothed out, and some other issues were there. There were pinholes all up in this, so I got those all smoothed out. I got this rain channel all smoothed out. It was pretty nasty. I wasn't going to touch the roof at all, and then I started looking up there, and it had pinholes everywhere that were really bad, and this side was super wavy, so I straightened it out. Same thing down there, that was all wavy and gross. Had some issues down there, which I straightened out. It does, like I said, it's got some rust. This wasn't rusted through, and I did everything I could to sand as much off there. But again, he knows about it, and it is what it is. If you look, there's also a patch panel down there as well, but that one is holding up much better than the other side, but I got the other one glued in pretty good. The hood had lots of issues. It is not perfect, but I got a lot of this nastiness, the waviness out. This hood's brand new, and it came all dented up, he said. So got a little body work done here, a little body work done there. It's not perfectly flat or straight. Again, I wasn't supposed to do all of this. I'm not being paid to do probably the last half of everything that I did. I told him I was just gonna, straighten out some of his stuff, and I ended up fixing a whole lot more. This panel had a whole lot of inconsistency, and got them all straight. So anyway, it's time to get it wiped down real good with some isopropyl alcohol, some wax and grease remover, some isopropyl alcohol. The other thing I did was I traced where the trunk and frunk are, so that I could see how much work do I need to do to those lower areas, because back here you're not going to see it when the hood's down anyway. I did that to the front as well. Just a good indicator of what you can get done if you put your mind to it. So anyway, I'm going to get it all wiped down. I'm going to get my paint bay all blown out, and then I'm going to get 3 coats of high build primer on this thing and let it sit over the weekend, and I'll bring you back Monday for part 3. But I will bring this part 2 to a close once I get it all in primer. So I'm gonna get that done, and I'll bring you back after it's primed up. Okay, so this is the end of part 2, even though this is the day I'm gonna start sanding on this primer, but it's got 3 coats of high build on it, and I let it sit over the weekend. So I sprayed it on Friday, and today is Monday in the afternoon. So I got a couple of days of just chilling, so hopefully any shrinkage that was going to happen has happened, because I'm about to start getting this thing ready to sand it up, get it ready for paint tomorrow. So this would be the end of part 2, which is finishing up the body work and getting it primed. And tomorrow, like I mentioned, get it all painted up Should be good to go for Friday delivery. And that's it. So I'll bring you back for part 3, which will be prep for paint and clear coat. So this will conclude part 2. Thanks for watching.